In this video, we'll be going through the different type of match types and their effect on our ads, the role they play in our focus keyword and in our negative keyword. So there are three different types. There are actually five, but the three most common ones is this, which we'll be focusing on: the broad match, phrase match, and exact match. So what are broad match? As the name implies, broad match means it is broader. That means whenever it tells Google to fire our ad, to show our ads whenever a customer search for anything related to the keywords we provided, or not to fire our ads whenever a customer, that's in case of negative keyword. I'll be talking about focus keywords. So if your focus keyword, what you want your ad to be showing, if you want your ad to show for a particular keyword, let's say you want your ad to show for red Nike. That means if you are using the broad match type, that means whenever a customer search for stuff like where to buy red Nike in Nigeria, your ad will turn up, your ad will show. And know that broad match doesn't have anything like parentheses or closed brackets. So just know that this is how broad match is just regular. And whenever a customer searches for where to buy green Nike, your ad will still show up because their search term contains Nike, which is among your broad match. So as far as customer searches for anything that has either red or Nike or both, your ad will show up. That is what broad match means. If a customer searches for anything that your keywords contains, your ad will show up. So if the customer search for where to buy red shoes, your ad will show up because it contains red. So if your customer searches for where to buy Nike, your ad will still turn up. If the customer searches for where to buy shoes, your ad won't show because your broad match doesn't contain, because the ad doesn't contain anything that is listed in your broad match. It doesn't contain red or Nike, so your ad won't show. If your customer searches for where to buy Nike that is red, your ad will still show because it contains Nike and red. So let's go to phrase match. Phrase match tells Google that those two words need to be there before our ads show up. As you can see, phrase match is denoted by this quotation. So this is a quotation mark. So if your keyword contains this quotation mark, then it is a phrase match. So Google will only fire whenever customer searches for something that contains these two words. For example, if a customer searches for where to buy red Nike in Nigeria, your ad will show up because it contains red and Nike. Where to buy green Nike, your ad won't show up. Where to buy red shoes, your ad won't show up. Where to buy Nike, your ad still won't show up. Where to buy shoes, your ad won't show up. If a customer searches for where to buy Nike that is red, your ad will show up because it contains those two stuff, irrespective of the location. Whether one started at the front, maybe Nike to buy where is red, your ad will still show up so far it contains those two. Whether what the customer searches for makes sense or not, your ad will still show up. But then the next one is called exact match. So exact match denoted by these open brackets and close brackets. So as the name implies, it means that it is exact. So a customer must search for something that contains this exact match, your exact keyword before your ad shows up. So if a customer searches for where to buy red Nike in Nigeria, your ad will show up because red Nike is there. Where to buy green Nike, your ad won't show up. Where to buy red shoes, your ad still won't show up. Where to buy Nike, your ad won't show up. Where to buy shoes, your ad won't show up. Where to buy Nike that is red, your ad won't show up because it wants it to be exact like this. That has to be positioned like this. That's red and Nike. So if it's positioned like this, then your ad will show up. So only the first case that will make your ad to show up, which is where to buy red Nike in Nigeria. Even if your customer searches for where to buy Nike red in Nigeria, it won't show up. That's one, it will only show up if it is phrase match, but exact match, it won't show up. So let's go to negative keywords. So if you're using negative keyword, if red Nike is a negative keyword, that means when a customer searches for where to buy red Nike in Nigeria, your ad won't show up because of that red Nike. You don't want red Nike. That's negative keyword. You don't want the red Nike. So anywhere that the customer searches for that stuff, your ad won't show up. So where to buy green Nike, so far there is Nike there, that means your ad won't show up. Where to buy red shoes? There is red there, your ad still won't show up. Where to buy Nike? Your ad won't show up. Where to buy shoes? Yeah, this is where your ad will show up, because because that red and that Nike that is avoiding is no longer there. That means it will now turn up. So where to buy Nike that is red, your ad still won't show up. If you are using freeze match for the negative keyword, that's with this quotation mark, then if your ad is where to buy red Nike in Nigeria, your ad won't show up because of that Nike that is there and that red. So where to buy green Nike, your ad won't show up because of the Nike. Where to buy red shoes, your ad won't show up because of the red. Where to buy Nike, your ad still won't show up. Wait, sorry about that. Let's start this phrase match afresh. Where to buy red Nike in Nigeria, your ad won't show up. Where to buy green Nike, your ad will show up, because it only avoids a situation whereby red and Nike appear together in a sentence. So far red didn't appear, but Nike only appeared, then your ad will show up. Then where to buy red shoes, your ad will still show up because red is there but Nike is not there, so your ad will show up. So where to buy Nike, your ad will still show up because it's only avoiding where there is red and there is Nike in the statement. So where to buy Nike that is red, then your ad won't show up because both of them are here, irrespective of their positions in the sentence. So if it's exact match, then where to buy red Nike in Nigeria, your ad won't show up because that red and Nike are there and they are close to each other and they are exact, like they state, like the keyword that we are avoiding. So where to buy green Nike, your ad will show up. Where to buy red shoes, your ad will show up. Where to buy Nike, your ad will still show up because the statement doesn't contain red Nike together. Where to buy shoes, your ad will show up. Where to buy Nike that is red, your ad will still show up because, not minding it contains both red and Nike, they are not exact like how it is there. Their position is different. That means it won't respect the rule again. It will definitely turn up unless it is close, like this first example, where to buy red Nike in Nigeria. So with this, I hope that you have briefly understood what it means by matching types. If you want to further understand it, go to my YouTube channel. There's a video, explanatory video, which is a bit long because I went in details about these stuffs. So back to our negative keyword list. Then we have free, we have cheap, and we don't want our ad to show off wherever there is red Nike. So we are going to make it exact because we are selling Nike, obviously. So if you make it broad, that means that even if someone search for green Nike, our ad won't turn up again because of that Nike is there. So we want only when someone search for red Nike exactly before our ad will not, so that our ad will not show up. So if you're not selling Louis Vuitton and don't want to add to show up for Louis Vuitton, then you can use this. You can use the phrase match. So that whenever someone search for anything that contains Louis or Vuitton or Louis Vuitton, your ad won't show up. So when someone search for anything that contains Louis Vuitton, your ads won't show up, because if someone search for something that contains only Louis, your ad will still show up, or something that contains only Vuitton, your ad will still show up. But if that person search for anything that contains Louis Vuitton in that sentence or statement, your ad will definitely not show up. So to make it so that person won't see your ads, if you search for anything that contains Louis or Vuitton, just write Louis Vuitton. This way, if the statement contains Louis or Vuitton only, your ad won't show up. After you have added it, click on save. And that is your universal negative keyword list. So if you are creating an ad, they will suggest us to add a negative keyword, and we can easily choose our negative keyword list. Or if you want, don't forget about negative keyword list. It's not compulsory. It's just to further optimize your ad to save more. But if it's confusing, wait till you gradually master it before you can start implementing it. Because at first, when I started running ads back in 2018, I jumped to negative keywords and I messed it up that my ads was not showing at all. No matter what someone searched for, my ad wasn't showing. And I totally took all of them down and started again. And I took all of them down before my ad started picking up, and I started learning everything afresh again. So just take your time, learn it. Go to my YouTube channel, learn whatever resources are there, and be good with what you are doing. Thank you very much, and peace out.